What's up everybody, my name is Franchovi and I'm working on a game called Wheel Runner. In this video I'm going over update number 1. So first of all, huge shout out to WizFX because thanks to them we've got some awesome sound effects on this game. And we've gotten menu music, which is funky. It isn't that great. That's the crank dance, by the way. So, what else have we got in this update? The menu and the transitions just feel so much better now. That's it for the features. I know, it wasn't much. We had some bug fixes, so thank you very much for those in the community who raised those things, who sent the crash reports. Those are fixed. Here we've got some performance enhancements that are happening. This thing doesn't have, basically it's a microcontroller. It's not going to be very strong. So with a game that's fast-paced, platforming, with big levels, we're going to run into some FPS limitations. So I've put in a lot of things in place. The first of which I'm going to show you guys is my framework. It's called Widgets. And if you haven't heard about it before, that's because this is the first time I'm speaking about this framework, so welcome. What does this widgets framework do? Basically, it creates modular components, plug and play. The second thing is hierarchies, like always organize your code. And the third thing is efficiency. So we want to be loading things during the loading screen, and we don't want to be loading things outside of the loading screens because that freezes your game, reduces FPS. On top of being inspired kind of by like UI frameworks that I've worked with before, and I kind of missed that when working with sprites. So let me get into the performance enhancements. Really simple. What changed is that when you run the game, instead of drawing the whole screen, it's going to draw just what's changing. As you can see, we've basically got just what's changing that moves. So the background color changes, animation changes, and the way that's handled is very much manually. Basically, every widget is going to tell the system when they want a redraw. As soon as I start moving, then we've got the background changing, parallax, the timer. So the HUD up here is the thing that's being redrawn every second. It actually gets redrawn only when the data changes. Everything else doesn't move. And so we're basically adding dirty rects every time that we want to redraw something. So all of that is handled in the update function, which you can tell isn't doing much else. So all the drawing logic, all the functions, all the appearance logic actually lives in other places in the widget. That's it for the widgets framework. Then we've got some basic sprites things. So these have been in the game since the game jam, which was a year ago. And they've gone from being like 200 lines long to less than 30. And as you can see, everything from platform to coin to the portal at the end of the level to the checkpoints, they actually don't do anything. So what I did is that I added the updates enabled flag to false, so that update doesn't get called anymore on those ones. Here, let's take a look. We don't have any update. So I have a bunch of config stuff, which is about loading the level and loading checkpoints. But we don't have any update calls. It actually sets to false. The other thing that's changed here is that we are using collision groups. So the player is one group and everything else is a different group because everything else interacts with the player. And thankfully, these two updates have sped up the game by, let's say, 2 FPS. Doesn't sound like much, but now you're able to get 3 stars on the level. So we're going to get 3 stars. We're going to get 3 stars just so I can show you. I don't have mirror activated or anything. 2 stars. Thank you very much for watching this first update. Again, download the game. It's free for a limited period of time. Play test it and send over all your feedback. You can put it in the comments, send it to the Playdate community Discord called Playdate Squad. Put it in the Playdate developer forums. Reach out wherever you can. And thank you again for watching. Download Wheel Runner and subscribe.